met in person, but seen for the first time, and people I've met online, people who are friends that I've met many times. So lovely to see you all here, and a great privilege to be kicking off this event and celebrating the lovely anthology. So big thanks to Steve and to Kingston Writers and for having us here in this lovely building. It's really wonderful to be here. So some of us got together a few weeks ago to do another celebration of this anthology, and I did then a piece involving little bottles of river water, which I'm not going to do again tonight, in case you're wondering, but I am going to do a companion piece, which is going to involve passing something around. And of course you're quite spread out tonight, so it's going to be a little bit of logistics. But let me just explain first that this is really to do with the other piece that I've created for the anthology, which is all about these little asemic tiles. And it's an exploration of how context and the way that we engage with marks contributes to the accumulation of meaning around them. So we're just going to do something around that to explore that tonight. So what I'm going to do is pass around this box that's got some little bags in it. And the first thing to reassure you is there's nothing scary or messy or unpleasant inside. It's only more of these little tiles. And if you don't feel comfortable to take one, then please, there's no pressure at all. Just pass the box on and just watch. But if you do want to take one, nothing horrible will jump out at you. And you don't have to do anything other than just take the bag and look inside. It's not going to involve you in anything more scary than that. So absolutely no pressure at all. There's about 30 of them, and there's a few more than 30 of you. So if you are here with a friend, perhaps you could share. There's enough inside for you to be able to have one each. And then I'm going to leave you to pass those around, and I've got somebody who's kindly offered to pass them around the back. And we may have enough for the three of you sat over there. So, while those are going round, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. So, you will find that you have a small Hessian bag, and it is real Hessian, not the polyester alternative, so they are biodegradable, because you are going to get to keep these if you would like to. And they contain 2 tablets, or as I'm calling them, 2 amulets. And one of these amulets will give you protection against the terrors of the day. The other one will give you protection against the terrors of the night. And I chose which ones went with the day and which ones with the night, based on my own personal response to the marks that are on those tablets. I then made some rituals and used those tablets in those rituals to build up their protective power, which I am now passing on to you. All you've got to do is to open up the little bag, take up the tablets and have a look at them, while I read you 2 short poems drawn from the 2 rituals. And then you have to make a choice. Do you want protection against the terrors of the day, or are you more in need of protection against the fears of the night? So you'll choose one to keep, and you will choose one to discard. One to keep, one for you, one to give away or to leave behind. So if you'd like to have a look at those tablets, and I'll read you these poems from the rituals. Against the terrors of the night. If the pieces are laid in a box, and with mercy, and if the box is sealed with sap, can there be trembling and small creatures, or a rustling beyond the lights of the house? How is the night done with moss and round stars and oozing? How quickly they attach themselves to the dark, like marbles. By torchlight, a cut from which the sap still seeps, smells only as if a box of old pennies and the eyes of sleeping neighbours roll in the wet grass. clink together against peril in their games of glass. Against the terrors of the day, in a random jumble, colours and a bag, and the bag smells of plastic town. A vantage on petrol queues shuffled from side to side. And if day brings us to the beginning of I, the beginning of the day is wrapped in the sweat of air pollution and an incident involving a cheese sandwich and carbon monoxide. If sun-blasted, there can be no defence against windows, but here is mighty power mightily against cheese sandwiches. So I'll just give you a few short moments to choose, one for you to keep and one for you to discard, or if there's two of you, you can share them out and have one each. The one that you choose to discard, I'm going to leave the box over here, and when you leave the event you can just drop them off in the box. The one you keep, you can pop back into, oh, Chris has got the box over there. I'll take the box back off you, Chris, and I'll leave it so that people can discard their unwanted tablets in there. The one you keep goes back into its little bag. You can keep that and you can use it for whatever you want. You can use it as an amulet to give you the protection that I've put into it. Or you can use it as perhaps a creative stimulus, or you can use it for anything you want. But you can't keep both of them. You have to choose which one and which one that you're going to give up. And of course, I'm not going to tell you which one is which. And I will leave you there.